Welcome to part of our webinar. Please put down a plus if you are ready to the second part of our webinar. Dear friends, let's talk and discuss what new economic evolution of the world is. The video which you watched now, this is what we aim to. We want to create a progressive society where every person can become a co-owner, a businessman, a client. At the same time, every person does what he likes, he gets additional sources of income, and we all together prosper the community, which can actually support and drive any project. And today I would like to tell you about the new economic evolution of the world from the perspective of our contribution, which value we give to this world and why we need this. Well, first of all, if you have a look at our global economy, the world is actually developing in a way that every person is fed up with no opportunity to grow, that rich people make even more and the middle class shrinks, and there are people who have access to internet, information and social networks. Before that, all this data was hidden and only 10% of population could use the knowledge and understood how the global trends operated. But today, this access is available to any person on the planet, almost everyone. And therefore, this new stage of our evolution where information is available and accessible to everyone, and this is the reason we aim to create a progressive society where people want to act, want to change their lives. They want to improve. They want to become a part of something better. They want to leave some legacy after them. The legacy which could be provided to their kids and children. And therefore, the new economic evolution of the world as an idea, it emerged long ago, but its growth or its development is possible only now because the world is ready for this. There is such a notion that each idea gets ripe and matures when people are ready. If you have a look at some videos or movies, quite outdated movies 30, 50 years ago, which featured the first aspects of having some flying machines or some trains flying above our skies, or the smart houses that will self-regulate. So do you remember this? 30, 50 years ago, it was the fantasy. But the idea actually emerged at that time, but it was not realized. But now the time comes and we see that these ideas gets mature. We see smart houses, interactive homes and houses we live in. We get new gadgets which help us to monitor or navigate our houses. We can ask either Google or Alisa to send a text. There are driver-free machines and cars. So it used to be a fantasy, but now this is our reality. The idea which we had before, actually, that time was not the high time for it to realize. But now we are at the time, and the ideas from the past, today, they will be materialized. And therefore, new economic evolution of the world actually already started, and now I will tell you how these ideas are being implemented in our life. new economic evolution of the world is a consumer community of the people who become co-owners of different enterprises, real economy enterprises, products and services they can use by generating some value as a bonus or dividends. What does all this mean? Remember, a few slides ago, we talked about investing, that in 2012, it became possible for a person to become a co-owner of a business or an enterprise. New implies that the owner is not one person anymore. Before, there were monopolies, even monopolies in investment sector. But now, actually, our society is developing and our society is getting more and more power and strength. And each person may not only consume today, but can become a co-owner and an investor. Imagine a gas station. Do you have a car? Please put a plus if you drive a car, if you have a car. Or you know some people who drive their cars. Perfect. I see most of our students either have their cars or know someone with a car. Imagine that you are a co-owner of the company in your city that owns some petrol stations. And every time you spend some money to buy some petrol, some diesel, then this company gives you some passive income as a dividend because you are a co-owner of the same petrol station. And the same concept of co-ownership, we multiply it to different investment companies, different economic sectors, goods and services. And any economic sector, both real economy and non-real economy sector, could be actually invested by people, and people will be the co-owners, get some profit, and will get some dividends. And actually today you can see where there is the supply for some goods, for some services, people want to buy, they are in a line to buy some products, and actually the supply is building there is the demand, and the demand actually drives the supply. So monthly you can get some income. You do not only use the petrol, but every month you get some income. And this new model actually motivates or stimulates the economy. What does it mean? If our petrol station is in your town, and we will say, well, good, this petrol station is co-owned by the people. We have a lot of investors who invested their money into this petrol station. And if they, their families, their friends use the services of this petrol station, then each will get a 10% discount. Put a plus if you agree to use the services only of this petrol station. You are a co-owner, you are a client of this petrol station, and you can get a discount. What happens? Just happened. We created a business or an investment proposal. We funded this proposal ourselves, and we are clients of this proposal as well. And this way you can stimulate the economy of any country. We can implement any project legally, and we can offer the opportunities where people with small investments can become co-owners of the global portfolio. And this is the idea of the new economic evolution of the world, where we have fair distribution of world capital. If you read the statistics, the rich people, there is top 10 of the richest families in the history, Rockefeller's family, and so they used to be the monopoly, and they created the enterprises, they scaled them up, and it was their family legacy, and they earned billions of dollars. So one family became rich because millions of people used the service they provide. But Don't you think that it would be more fairer? It would be amazing and awesome if not only one family owns these large enterprises, but the people own these enterprises. But not only one family is rich, but the whole people of one country is rich and wealthy. Imagine the society without the wars, without any conflicts, without entering or going to a city and you see very well-off people with driving very fancy cars and very expensive houses. But we would like to create a society or community with the fair distribution of the world capital. And this way, every person will have an access and will be a co-owner of different instruments. We will eradicate this poverty and we will give a chance to everyone to become richer and wealthier, because our today's planet enjoys a lot of resources. There are a lot of companies, a lot of opportunities, and quite often these opportunities are not available or accessible to normal people. In order to invest into a company, you need huge money on hands, or you need to be a member of one family that has access to this instrument. And our idea of new is to make fair or just redistribution of global capital, because we have enough money and the world has enough resources and there are sufficient number of opportunities to share them with everyone. The second reason is to bring more benefits or value to people. What do I mean? When a person becomes rich, when he takes a road of learning more about financing and investing, when he becomes more consciousness, his life improves. It's similar. I would ask you a question. Do you want to become rich yourself and have some very expensive and branded clothes, expensive trips and travels? Or would you like your friends, your family, your relatives to go with you? Would you like to be rich and happy alone, or do you want your surrounding to be rich and happy as well? Which option would you choose? The first one or the second? Of course, together, I believe. Therefore, you need to share with others. You need to motivate others to start learning, to understand how investments work, how they can become richer, which values they can bring to this world. And therefore, an important element of the new is to bring value to others, to bring more benefits. The more we train people, the more we interact and collaborate with them, the larger our global portfolio gets, the larger access to all other people is. And by this access, we bring value and benefits to all the countries. And today we have partners in our company in Africa where they have no access to internet, but today they are the co-owners of the companies located in Kazakhstan or Russia. Without this opportunity, they would never access these countries. But since we are creating the new economic evolution of the world, and we have the instruments or the tools how to unite these people, we have this opportunity to share this with others. And it's like a chain reaction. Do you remember the moment when PC was very expensive? I remember one friend of mine, she had a PC, but no one else had. And if we wanted to play some games, we should come to her and she would allocate 30 minutes to us to play the games. But today, everyone enjoys a PC, every family. And the same applies to the concept, to the idea of the new economic evolution of the world. It's high time to give this access to everyone, not only to one person, but to everyone, because the more you give, the more energy you will absorb and you will get back. This is the law of the energy. The more you give, the more you get back. the more value you give to the market, benefit to the society, to the community, the more you get back from this society. And the last thing is technologies, consumer community, progress and creation. It's important to start loving yourself, your planet, and learn to understand how energy works and how to create world and peace around us. We are people and we are interrelated, because a person may not be alone and regulate everything solely. A person is not an island, is not an isolated island. Every person is not isolated. We are all connected. And when we come to a city or a town, whether there is a lot of poverty, a lot of people, sufferings of a people, there are some calamities or wars, this energy actually grows up. But when we create a society where we create, where we understand, where we are grateful to each other, where we have prosperity and trust and respect, the same actually energy is conveyed with a faster pace. Therefore, it's important that those people who are part of the new economic evolution of the world, they need to develop themselves. And therefore, at the start of our webinar, I told you about these 5 fingers. Each finger is the same important. And ideally, if your scoring for each finger is 10, we don't live in an ideal life, but actually there is no limit to improvement. If we at least aim to become better and better every day and do something each day, do something better, then together we can grow up and evolve much faster. And the idea of the new economic evolution of the world is to create communities of prosperous people who are owners, who are businessmen, who are consumers. And by this way, they get more financial inflows and investment inflows. They get some financial safety cushion. And when you don't have these worries about what to eat tomorrow, or the money to pay for the tuition of your kids in a good university, then this is in your background, because you have nothing to worry about. Your quality of life will definitely improve. The quality of life will change. And this way, we aim to create a community, a new economic evolution of the world, where all the people are connected under one slogan: creation and prosperity. Please put, using the scale from 1 to 10, whether you would like to have in your city, in your country, new economic evolution of the world, where all the people are co-owners, businessmen and clients, and live their life in prosper and harmony. Well, yes, any person who today is interested to become better himself and to see this world better, they put 10s.
I have very good news for you, because we not only know the theory of how to do it, but we have created a certain system that will help and is helping to create the new economic evolution of the world. This is not school theory or the theory of creating a prosperous world. This is an idea that is being implemented already today. So this is my call to you, newcomers. I would like to congratulate you on you giving us time, listening to us for several hours now. Maybe for you, the time that you gave us today will be the moment of when your life has started to change. When you see something special, something that relates to you, something that will help you realize yourself as a personality, maybe become a part of a bigger project, not only to make money or to become richer yourselves, but to add value to the entire world. Maybe for that reason you were born, in order to be in that point of takeoff, the point which signifies the start of your growth and when you start helping us building together the new economic evolution of the world. Let's move on. The crypto unit program. Crypto unit program is a program created within the consumer society new with the aim to implement the new economic evolution of the world. Moderators, could you please put up a short crypto unit program dedicated video, and I will tell you how any person can become a part in the crypto unit program, and will tell you what has been done so far to implement the new economic evolution of the world. Could you please put up the video dedicated to crypto unit program? It's 1 or 2 minutes long, not more. Theoretically, it should be in your respective languages translated already. Just give us some time.
The Crypto Unit program provides an opportunity to become a co-owner, stakeholder, shareholder of a global investment portfolio. A portfolio with instruments in over 20 sectors of the investment market. The Crypto Unit is a chance for people to change the reality of their lives, do what they love, and live in abundance and prosperity. Stand out in the community and bring great benefits to other people. Solve the problems of class inequality and liquidate poverty and devastation. Creating the best opportunities which only appear once in a lifetime. The Crypto Unit program is what 90% of the people on the planet have been waiting for. Hurry up and claim your chance, your fortune, your prosperity. Refer to the person who shared this video with you.
Okay, thank you, Nikolai. So what's Crypto Unit program? It's a tool through which we can implement the new economic evolution of the world faster. The new economic evolution of the world wouldn't be possible if we did not have a conscientious society. Well, you know, there is a saying, I forgot the exact wording, but the sense was, the essence, that if you give a person a tool that that person cannot really use, he will crack his skull open. So it's terrible saying, but nevertheless, if you give tools to a person and that person is not really capable of using them, they won't really make good use of them. That's as simple as that. So our idea is to implement the new economic evolution in the world by providing education to people, by putting into people's head a new vision of the world, and most importantly, knowledge. And Crypto Unit program is a tool through which we implement the new economic evolution of the world. This tool was created by our CEO, Andrei Khavratov. And those of you who do not know about Andrei Khavratov, you may read about him, has lots of different achievements. And I guess the latest achievement, most pleasant achievement, was that he made it to the top 1,000 prominent leaders of Russia. He is now in the encyclopedia People of Our Millennium. Very difficult word to pronounce, millennium. Okay. What it means is that people who made it into that book, this encyclopedia, and I think I can show you it somewhere here, lying here around. It's the book with the top people in Russia who changed our society. They have the highest priests like patriarchs, businessmen, investors, all those people who changed that world. And Andrei Havratov, last year in 2019, made it into that book as the 100 most prominent leaders of Russia. So I would like to congratulate all of us that the CEO of our company, a person who puts practice above everything else, who is a professional investor himself, who multiplies the capital, and he is a dream maker. And I can assure you on my own example that's how it is. When I started working with Andrei Havratov and cooperating with the New Economic Evolution in the World company and the Private Academy of a Private Investor, I was surprised myself how fast things started coming true. And he gives like a clear-cut vision of what needs to be done. And all of us, we celebrated a very big date 2 weeks ago. Our consumer society, New Economic Evolution in the World, celebrated its 1 millionth user. Now we have more than 1 million people in our company. More than 170 countries are represented. And it was all created in 5 years by our CEO, Andrei Havratov, and all of us, of course, participated in that process, because this is not a job for a single person. But his vision, his understanding of how the world works inspires. And let's say it makes you want to learn more, to develop, to help as many people as possible across the entire world. And yes, it was him who created the idea of the global investment portfolio, in which he has been contributing for many years. He realized how investment can yield you money, that there are certain principles, discipline, secrets, okay, let's use that word. And the Academy of Private Investor is his idea, and the creation of the global investment portfolio was designed to ensure complete diversification, so that our global investment portfolio is as multifaceted as possible. So this is called a united diversified portfolio, which includes different segments. And we plan to participate in all of those secrets, which is education, multi-level crowd investing, equity participation, longevity, innovative means of transportation, world currency markets, etc., etc. All the list that you can see are different investment segments, and every investment segment has tools that we invest in, projects that we invest in. And the key here is that any person today, even if you have just $10, can become a part in that global investment portfolio, can learn from us, receive knowledge, and build their business. At the moment, our portfolio, crypto unit portfolio, is worth more than $150 million units, which is our internal unit of payment, equal to one unit equals $1. And on the slide, you can see those investment areas that we've been actively participating so far. We have innovative transportation technologies, Skyway. Many of you are already co-owners in Skyway. Put a plus in the chat if you have already, if you are co-owners of the innovative transportation technologies. Great. We also have such tools as real estate in Phuket. A hotel is being built there at the moment. It's going to become our investment item. We have real estate in the Crimea in Russia. We also invest in different companies like gold mining companies, and we do gold training. Sushi Master chain, it's a very famous chain in Russia, one of the fastest growing franchise in Russia. It yields quite a good return on our investment And here you can see how our ideology, the new economic evolution in the world, help us to earn. Look, Sushi Master, we can make it even more profitable. Before that, Sushi Master restaurants had been already opened, I think in Russia, I think they had more than 50 restaurants across the entire country of Russia, and a restaurant yielded $5,000 per restaurant. It's just a tentative amount. Don't take my word for it. And when we started opening our own restaurants, we bought the franchise 50-50. Some of the restaurants have been bought 100%. So one of the latest franchises were opened in Belarus a couple of weeks ago. And in 1 week, that franchise yielded a better income than any other restaurant in 1 month. Can you see why? Because we are generating demand. So this is the key difference, our difference, that we have a community of people who are both owners, co-owners, and consumers. How it works? Quite easy. We invest in Sushi Master. We open up our own Sushi Master restaurant. We tell our partners who are also co-owners of that restaurant that, guys, look, we opened a restaurant, come and taste. And every purchase that you make will mean that the profitability of that restaurant grows and you receive more and more dividends every month. So it didn't come as a surprise even to us. In 1 week, we had better revenues than any other restaurant of Sushi Master in 1 month, because we have an organized consumer society. And let me assure you, that all people living in Belarus, in Minsk, the capital of Belarus, from now on, as soon as they hear sushi, the first thing that comes to their mind is Sushi Master, and they will go there and eat there, not just because they're really, really cool, but because they are also co-owners of that restaurant. The more we spend there, the more we earn as investors. So this is really our distinctive feature. And that's how it works in all other sectors. We can create different investment instruments in different places around the world where people will be both co-owners, consumers, and businessmen. Also, we have investments in structure, a movie making company. It's culture investment, not structure, sorry. So maybe you might have watched Aquaman movie. The team participated in the making of that movie, the team that we invested in. So we now have 1 million and plus people in our society, people who are participants of in crypto unit program, are also co-owners of that team that participated in the making of Aquaman. Also, we participate in the stock markets, financial or crypto markets. Also, there is a very interesting project, Basalt. It's innovative technologies which are going to yield huge return. Remember, I showed you in the beginning the examples of Apple, Google. That's what we expect from Basalt Technologies. It's a very lucrative sector, and practically all countries across the globe now who have construction projects going on, or they're building houses, building real estate, they can use Basalt. And this is an industry with quite a wide area of application, and Basalt is much more environmental and maybe not really cheap, because that's not the correct word for it, but more cost effective, here's the word, compared to other technologies. And we have a company, we've invested in a company that knows how to create basalt fiber. A plant is being built in Poland. Now we are in active negotiations with such countries as India, the United States, where they can use those technologies. And Shikard, another wonderful tool, which is going to be really great for entrepreneurs and all those who have their own business. We're going to launch Shikard in our company as well, where people will be able to use that instrument as an additional point of entry into the business. I'm not going to really give you lots of details about all those projects, but the purpose behind me showing you this slide was to prove that we have different companies in our investment portfolio, diversified portfolio, I repeat, and they yield a monthly income to all those people who are members of our closed club. And if you take a look at the slide, you'll see that in 9 months, our assets increased by 202%, which means that we have 22% growth and more. So you just asked me, the return on investment, sorry. You asked me, what are the projects that yield 2-3% per month? Here you go. We have projects that yield 22% per month. If we see the statistics over time. So this is the actual data based on the profitability of our instruments. 22% per month, dear friends. And this is not the ceiling yet. As you saw with examples, Apple, Facebook, their gains were even higher. So those of you who are really scared off by those big interests, don't be. Look into other successful companies like Facebook, Coca-Cola, Alibaba. There are lots of different companies, quite a big number of them, who yield even a higher interest that you see on the slide right now. But in order to understand how those interests are created, you need to understand what the components of those instruments are. We manage to achieve those interests, high interests, because of the diversification of our portfolio. Even if some of our instruments go into the red territory, we have other projects that show a good profit. That's called hedging of our risks. That's why our partners who participate in the closed club called Crypto Unit receive a certain interest per month based on their shares in our portfolio, in their points in our portfolio, and they have been receiving that income for 9 months now. Let's move on. Remember, I told you that one of the rules of 8 rules of a private investor is to create additional sources of income. So one thing is when you are just a participant in the crypto unit portfolio or any other investment instrument where your investment work for you, where money makes money, and the other part of the economic evolution of the world is when people become businessmen, they become agents. And this is a very important concept. If we didn't have that third part, business component, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to grow as fast as we did, and we wouldn't be able to build the new economic evolution of the world, because the creation of additional sources of income, the will of a person to become free, not to work for someone else, to make their money work for themselves, to be able to create multiple sources of income is the key here. That's why we created a completely new instrument for entrepreneurs and businessmen, which is called multi-level crowd investing. Multi-level crowd investing, if you Google it, you won't find a company that would be doing multi-level crowd investing or would create multi-level crowd investing based entrepreneurs. We are the pioneers in this area, and the multi-level crowd investing has lots of upsides compared to traditional, conventional types of entrepreneurship. First of all, you receive investment and financial literacy knowledge. In order for you to be able to sell a product, you need at first to understand that project. And second, you need to be the owner of that project. So if I sell phones, if I praise my product and say, wow, this is a cool product, but if I don't have the understanding of that phone, if I don't own a phone like this, so I have very few chances that anyone is going to buy it from me. So the first thing that we provide is knowledge in financial and investment literacy and ways to apply that knowledge. Also, you receive the opportunity to develop your investment thinking, your business thinking, and you get the opportunity to attend personal development trainings. And also, multi-level crowd investing gives you an opportunity to create a global business in all countries of the world.
I remember the day when I only registered with the company, and then I had no people, me, and then I registered my sister, my mom, dad, and friends. And I was such an entrepreneur who started from my relatives. I practiced my skills on them. Actually, we encourage you to practice on strangers. On the one hand, they were very open-minded to me, but they were very negative actually. And I tested and practiced my skills of handling objections. But multi-level crowd investing business is the one you can start from scratch compared to the conventional business. If I wanted to buy a coffee shop in a town, first of all, I need money to rent the premises. Then I need capital to buy some machines, some equipment. I also need money to pay salaries and wages to the staff. I also need money for marketing, for promotion of my business, and I should have an appropriate price policy to ensure my solvency. So it's time and money consuming business. And unfortunately, these conventional businesses, less and less people engaged in them because it embraces a lot of risks and it takes a lot of time to get the profits. But here in our business, you can actually start with the minimum investments. You can start from scratch, start learning, self-educating, and start the science of investing and financing. And gradually, by learning and getting training, you can expand your business to other regions of the world. My team today includes over 60 countries of the world. And most of these countries, actually, I've never been to these countries myself. This is the work of my team. And this is a combination of two most yummy industries: multi-level and investing sectors. If you have a look at the history of multi-level marketing business, what does it mean? This is about referral rewards, some bonuses, some loyalty programs when you sell and get some bonuses. So the multi-level marketing was created over 80 years ago, and many people made huge money on becoming a partner of this company, such as dinosaurs, Amway, Oriflame. But the multi-level marketing, a lot of people became rich because of internet marketing. They combine different elements together. They are those businesses which pay some bonuses or referral rewards, or you get some percentage on sales. And there are a lot of people who became millionaires because of this industry. But there is another element: investing. Investing is an industry or a science which makes a lot of people rich as well. They are those people who traded in stock market, stock exchange, or invested into cryptocurrencies or other instruments. So the idea of investing, the segment of investing, give birth to a lot of other millionaires and rich people. What did we do? We combined these two elements together in one, and our dimension, so our segment created, is called multi-level crowd investing business, where we combine multi-level marketing with investing and lead it to one instrument: multi-level crowd investing business. Well, so in multi-level marketing, you always need to make some sales. You need to sell a lot of products. There should be volumes. So the average the average sale in Oriflame is $10 US. So how many products do you need to sell to become a millionaire? A lot of them. The multi-level marketing business has its own pros and cons outweigh the pros. But in the segment of investing, again, it has its own pros. You can invest, you can create an investment portfolio, make money, but there is no referral rewards or bonuses, and there is a very narrow line or soft line between the investing and business. If today I buy some shares of Apple, actually I could not resist and recommend my friend to do the same thing. Yes, in sector of investment, you can become rich by investing, but you will never become a broker. You may become a broker after getting some training and getting a license. What did we do by combining these two segments? Each person in our business is an entrepreneur, is a broker, is an investor, and an agent combined. All these elements are combined into one business, which is called multi-level crowd investing. Now we have a chance to offer to people a unique instrument with the minimum investments, so a person may start joining our business and get interested in it more and more, and can expand its portfolio by buying more and more educational investment packages and invest more in his self-development. And as soon as he realized that this tool could be used for business, do you remember I asked you who you share this with with someone? So you share this and you get some profit. For instance, you invite a friend to buy some petrol at your petrol station. You get your profit as the co-owner of this station, but also you get some bonus from the payment made by your friend. This is a double income. And this is the main idea of the multi-level crowd investing business. So every person becomes a businessman, and you do not sell one specific tool or instrument, but you sell a combination of them. Financial and investment literacy, and people become a part of the crypto unit portfolio where they can get some passive income. Please put a plus, dear friends, in the chat if you now understand better our scheme and the pattern of our business, if you now understand how all this is to be packaged. Thank you. Great. I'm very pleased to see your pluses, and I'm hopeful that our first comers, our novices, you get some understanding, general understanding of what we are doing. And the passive income and sources of passive income in the global portfolio, they include the loyalty program. So monthly we make payments to all our partners, to all our members of our club, and dividends. So the profit bonus, because our global portfolio, global investment portfolio, generates some profits, and these profits are shared among all the users. And yes, everyone can get a chance to become a member of the financial flow of rich people, and we will add additional sources of income to our portfolio. It may include mining. Quite recently we migrated to blockchain, so I congratulate all of you, because you are the co-owners of this, because recently there was the news that we migrate all our recordings to the blockchain. It means that we are fully transparent and open, and all the transactions, all the activities and operations of the company could be viewed on blockchain. Any movement in our portfolio, any profits about different segments of the portfolio, actually this is our intention, and everything we promised, we materialize this in reality. And actually, I think that the core goal of us, the fundamental law, is to create the new economic evolution of the world by making a society of more prosperous and conscious people. And all these new sources or additional sources of income, such sources generated by investments, all this will help you to multiply, to grow up, and what I told you will help you leave legacy behind you. Everyone who participates in our global portfolio in new program, we understand what we generate now. After we pass away, our legacy will be inherited by our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And many of you heard a story about the Panama Channel, which was constructed over 100 years ago, which brings together the Latin America. And there was some time when the funding for the construction of this channel was seized. And then the company actually appealed to the people, to the builders, saying that we are ready to pay you, but we may not pay your salary in cash, but in kind. You may become a part of this project, a part of this channel of the company that will operate this channel. Many people actually left. I do apologize for talking too fast. So many people actually, there were those people who stayed and participated in this project as soon as the channel was constructed, and they become to make some profits from the channel. And even after these people passed away, their children, their great-great-grandchildren received some profits simply because their great-grandparents were co-owners of that project. And therefore, dear friends, what we are doing here, we are not doing only for our lives. It will be inherited from generation to generation. And I liked one visualization of Andrei Khavratov. He said, please imagine that a mother keeps her child in her hands, and they comes to one room, and a mom says to her child, please have a look, this is a portrait of your great-grandmom or great-granddad, and only because of them today our family enjoys all the values, all the goods. We are not in poverty, and we had a chance to develop and to live a life of our dream only because of the actions and efforts of this person. And it changed our dynasty, our family. And this child looks with his open eyes at his great-grandmother or great-granddad. I don't know whether you believe in reincarnation and life in other lives. Personally, I believe this, but I'm sure that everything we create today, we generate today, and this philosophy of the new economical evolution of the world, actually, it will not enable us to prosper, but your ancestors to become richer, wealthier, and prosperous, and quite probably never be in need and never feel any fears or worries. And actually, this is the reason we are working hard, and I'm sure as soon as we come to this realization and feel confidence and actual responsibility for our life, you will see how your life will change, and every decision you take will be more conscious. You will understand why you are doing all this. Well, there will be a Q&A session. If you have some questions, I will answer them. But now let's move on to the third part, how to participate in our project. Actually, there are two products I will recommend you. and I tested these products on myself, and I know that they are functional, and I believe many people who are listening to me, they will support me and give their feedback. The first tool is the genius of finance. If you want to participate in our company, to become a part of our community, the first thing is to get trained, to understand the laws of money, the laws and rules of wealth. I believe that this seminar was valuable to you, but this is only the tip of the iceberg. We have a training which is called the Genius of Finance, a game which was created by our educational department, by Antonina Kianovskaya and Andrei Havratov and Igor Havratov and Igor Romanenko, sorry. They actually created the interactive transformational training game which enable you to live your life, and after playing this game you can actually realize all the mistakes you make today in your life, in your situation, and why you are in this situation, because before you made some decisions when actually brought you to today's life. And if you want your future to be different, you need to start making other decisions, because the decisions you made in the past, they are not so successful and they're not very productive for you if you are not satisfied with your life today. Well, which example should I give you? If you have a car, old car, no matter either old or new, every time you drive this car, you dislike it. You feel you don't like the way it drives, the way it sounds, and every day you get into this car and you don't like it. What do you need to do? You need to change your car. The same applies to your mindsets, to your thinking. If you dislike what you are doing, what you have today, it means that you need to take a decision and make another choice, not to drive the same car, but to think, find a way to make money for a new car. The same applies to this game. You will be able to live your life, to test different decisions, and there were such magical feedback from the training that people after this training immediately transformed their lives. There was one woman, she was employed in a company, she disliked this job, and a few weeks after playing our game, she left her job, and now her income is 5 times higher compared to the previous job. And there were also friends of mine who played this game. They started to make investments, and one of them phoned me back after the training and said that they started to invest and bought an apartment as an investment item. So there are a lot of examples, dear friends, when living by playing this game, actually people change their lives. And we can simulate or model or test your life by playing this game, and this tool is very close to today's reality. It has everything: your dream, cryptocurrencies, stock markets, birth of your kids, account, important chefs. This game actually has everything we face in our today's life, and by playing this game you get clear understanding what investments are, and most important that you are trained by playing. You are not trained on your real money, but you train your discipline, and you are trained by playing, and it's very important. If at least through the game you will be able to achieve your goals, then in life you can actually realize it much easier. Therefore, I encourage all our novices to start playing this Genius of Finance game. You can find it in back offices, and there are EIPs, financial and investment education. The second tool is business. Those people who today would like to make more and would like to change their life and ready to be trained and ready to act, the best product for you is marathon MLCI Marathon 260. Do you remember I told you a story of my living in Singapore? And then I left my well-paid job and made this decision, which at that time scared me a lot. But I took this decision after the training I took. At that time, Marathon 260 was not available. There was another training, Master Profi, narrow training compared to MLCI Marathon. But at that training, I learned what business is. You can become a professional investor in MLCI. It helped me to realize how to construct my organization. It enriched me with financial and investment knowledge. It helped me to learn the basics of investments and personal growth. The training lasted 1 month, and 1 month after I took this decision to leave my well-paid job and start myself in a new business from scratch. This training will last 8 months. Last week, we launched Marathon 260. Last Saturday, on the 2nd of February 2020, we kicked it off. And please put a plus in the chat, our friends, if you participate in this marathon. Please put a plus. Thank you, super dear friends. I also participate in the marathon as a student and as a coach, and I get my training, and it's amazing. This is an 8-month training, dear friends, and there all the questions which you see in the right hand of the screen, actually you can put a tick. You will do and achieve all this. And marathon is different from a conventional training because you will have your personal tutor, a personal tutor for the group you will be put in. And this marathon is for 8 months. We will accompany and support you. And throughout these 8 months, we share some knowledge and we practice some practical skills. Over 80 sessions, 120 live hours of talk with top leaders of our companies who are already millionaires, who one day started from where you start now, and who can train you what to do, which tiny steps to be taken each day to make your dream a reality. And therefore, for businessmen, for those who would like to have this year the best year in your lives, and you want this year not only impact you personally, but you would like to bring together a community of people, your friends, your relatives, your cousins, your siblings, your job mates, then this marathon is for you. We started it last week, and so the first 2 weeks, it is held twice a day at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Moscow time. This is the most ambitious and tremendous training ever, participated today by 3,000 people, and these 3,000 marathon runners will be the students who create foundations in their countries. They are those people who will become successful. They will help us to create new economic evolution of the world, and this is a global scale project. If you want to join the marathon, by the 15th, you can register in your back office, get access to marathon, and it will cost 800 units. You can pay 400 in 1 month and 400 in another month, and immediately you will get the recordings of those sessions you missed for you to catch up with the others. And then together with us online, you will visit each session and test your skills. This training will be within the next month. You will have to pay another $100 a month. So the lump sum is $1,600, And as a bonus, dear friends, you will get a ticket to our largest event in a year, held annually. This is the birthday of our fund. Last year it was in India. Please put a plus if you were with us in India. This year it will be in Moscow, where we will celebrate the sixth birthday of our fund. And the price of the ticket to event is $1,000. But here, after joining the marathon, you will get this ticket for free, but you should attend at least 55% of the sessions. It does not mean that you simply buy the marathon, but you shall be with it at least 55-60%. Then you will get this ticket to event free of charge, no matter which country you represent. The ticket to event starting from next month will be sold at a price of 1,000 with the ranking of above consultant.
For the marathon runners, it is included in the package. Also, marathon runners will be co-owners in our global investment portfolio. You will receive crypto unit shares, as I showed you before, and you will receive a $500 worth of shares in the crypto unit portfolio. This is also included in the package. Also, you'll have a discount for the training programs of the Academy of a Private Investor. Additionally, you will receive 8-month support, and you will receive all the trainings within the marathon, all the practices and skills that we've taught our marathon runners so far. If this training were run by any other entrepreneur, it would have cost at least $100,000. I attended all different trainings, and the most expensive training that I paid for together with Armand, it was the art of speech. It cost $60,000, dear friends. We met 4 times a day, or a year, 2 hours a session. I was not a co-owner in the company. I did not receive any passive income, no other bonuses. I just had a mentor who teaches us how to become a better speaker. And this costs $60,000 per year. Here, it's $1,600 or $1,600, and you receive so many giveaways. I think Andrei Fyodorovich is responsible for this, because his mission is to add value, and his principle is the more you give, the more you receive. It's like a universe principle. So that's why marathon costs this much, that for any person to become a participant, even if you don't have this money at the moment, already today you can use the tools, today's presentation, the recording of today's presentation, and start talking about it. You can start applying that knowledge in practice. But those of you, dear friends, who would like to actively develop their business, who would like to become a professional multi-level crowd investor or an entrepreneur or a businessman, or to eventually become a mentor themselves, to be the top earning leaders in our company. So this marathon is for you. It is the start of your success, of your life. And you will see yourselves how you become more and more educated and more successful. I attended several times Master Profit courses, and every time I take it, I discover new things. And marathon is the first project of our company that is 8 months long. It is a great responsibility for our coaches, for our interpreters, for all the support service, because administrative personnel, because we realize, and we do it because we realize the importance of it. And every session is going to give you new knowledge that you will be able to put into practice, and you will see right away the growth of your structures, of your teams, how your business grows, how you get additional sources of income, funding, and you will experience it all yourselves. Put a plus in the chat if you got interested in this marathon. MLCI Marathon 260, and whether you would really like to join it. I see. Perfect. Some of you are already participating in it. Great friends. I'm so glad that you are so positive about it and that you've put your efforts into this webinar as well. And I don't think it would be really that easy were it not for your participation. Again, I'm very thankful for your being here and for going through that 3-hour-long webinar. And I would like to congratulate all our newcomers who stayed until the very end. And I wish that you dare dream and act. And I wish all your dreams come true this year, and that the whole universe help you in that. And I urge you to become part of the new economic evolution of the world. Now, let's make a commitment. Let's make a promise that yes, we would like to see the society with rich people in it. That we would like to be surrounded by people well off, prosperous, happy, and rich. Yes, we would like to become better ourselves. We would like to be more successful. And most importantly, we are ready to invest in peace. So guys, let's take a look at one more video about dreams. And if you have any questions, we are going to make a very short session, Q&A session. And if you don't have questions, then this video will be the end of our webinar. Thank you very much for your attendance, guys.
Тебя кое о чем попросить.
Listen, friend, I want to ask you something. I want to ask you what we normally forget, but it is very important. I suppose it is the most important thing you can hear from me right now. So listen carefully. Here's what I wanted to ask you to do. Dream. Dream like a child, sincerely, with an open heart. Dream as if nobody has ever said this awful phrase to you. Dreams don't come true. That's a lie. Your dreams will come true if they are yours. If you believe. If you act. Dream. Dreams inspire, dreams motivate and move to act. Dreams make you get out of bed and fill you with energy. Dreams make you happier, as you cannot dream about something bad. Dreams give you wings. Dream. The dream is your vector. A dream with faith and movement towards is a goal, and the goal is certain. It gives direction. Without a dream you are blind, you do not know where to go. You are a flugel spinning in place, a splinter carried by the turbulent flow of life wherever it pleases. Be a ship, dream. Live consciously, live a full life, dream. It is dreams that fill our lives with meaning. Don't exist, live, I beg you. We did not come into this world to just work, exist, to fight for our place under the sun. We came to dream, and thereby create. Dream, don't look back. Dream about your own, not what you are told. However small your dream is, it is yours. Make it come true and dream about something else that is important to you. Dream after dream, dream after dream. This is life. Do you understand? This is what life is about. Dream, I beg you, otherwise others will dream for you. But then you will not live your life, but theirs. And you will make the dreams of others come true, not yours. Do you want this? Is this what you live for? Is this what you dream about when you were little, when you loved and knew how to do it? Listen, friend, stop. Don't run. You won't make it on time without a dream anyway. For you don't know where to run. Don't waste your time. Don't waste time at all. It is most important thing you have. I never understood how you could kill time. Stop. Remember what you dreamed about, as you did dream sometime. Dreamed that you would grow up, become successful, someone important, significant. Would become a scientist, artist, doctor, sportsman, cosmonaut. You dreamed about traveling the whole world, discovering new things, creating a masterpiece, leave a memory of yourself. Or simply, without knowing how, but dreamed that you would definitely be happy. And then, for some reason, you stopped, grew up. This world was created by dreamers, madmen. Nobody believed in their dreams. Who were told, hey, this is impossible, stop it, silly, do something serious. Everything great that we appreciate, use, take selfies in front of, was once someone's dreams, someone's impossible fantasy, someone's goal and faith. Dream friend, wherever you may be, whoever you might have become. It is never too late to make your dream come true. Think, what would you be doing right now if you were not surviving? What do you truly want? Ask yourself. People were made to discover and create. You can't want anything, not strive towards anything. It is unnatural, abnormal. Do you understand? Now is the high time to start. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not from Monday. Now! Start dreaming and never dream big and dream small. See yourself and the world the way you like it. Create it in your fantasies, your mind first. Draw your masterpiece. Dream, believe, act and never give up. Never, you hear me, never give up and never betray your dream. I believe in you, friend. And you should too. Start dreaming.
Все слушаем ролик, вы пишете слова благодарности. Очень-очень мы признательны за то, что вы здесь.
For being with us. So, do we have any unaddressed questions? Maybe something was not quite clear. So this is your time to clarify it. Galina says that with the capital gains of 22%, can you do the math? What do you mean, 22%? Well, yes, that's the math that we did. We calculated the original investment into our portfolio. Now our portfolio is worth 153 million. So we calculated the capital gains over the entire period, and then we divided it by the number of months. And since the portfolio is 9 months old right now, so we divide it by 9, and that's the interest rate that we've got. Any other questions, guys? So Mila, a lot of partners don't have $800, but many partners would like to participate in the marathon. Why not make the marathon entry fee until the 23rd of February, $500 or something? Okay, look, we had a promotion. The price of the marathon was lower originally, but it's about priorities that a person has. Andre gives always an example. I'm not quite sure how you're going to take it. Hopefully there will be no negative feelings about it, but I'll tell you what I mean about the priorities. Look, for example, do you have a person in your life who is very, very dear to you? Maybe your parents or a son or a daughter. Put a plus if you have such a person in your life for whom you would do anything that it takes. Of course, everyone has it. And if they told you that that person has been kidnapped, and if by the end of the day you do not find $5,000-$10,000, something bad was going to happen to that person, do you think you would be able to find that money, $5,000 or even $10,000, to save your loved ones? Put a plus in the chat if you would be able to find that money. You see, you're all putting pluses. Of course you would. So in investments, in finance, in as far as the trainings are concerned, personal development, anything, it is all about priorities. Lack of money is a mindset. If your priority is high and like, I will do it and that's it, there is no way I can do it, I must do it. If this is your mindset, you will find money, you will find an opportunity, you will know how to address the situation. Where there is a will, there is a way. So we did a promotion already, and now the entry fee is 800, and after the 15th of February, it's going to be 1,000, 500 plus 500. And in March, there will be no entry to the marathon at all, because we'll have many students and we won't have the human resources to provide support to all of our participants. So when the February is over, in March, the marathon will not be for sale anymore. So if you have friends, acquaintances, your family members that you think might be interested in the marathon, or if you want to be in the marathon and you think you don't have enough money, change your mindset. Think how you can find that money to become a marathon runner, and I'm sure you will find it. It's a question of priority. It's never a matter of money. And in my own experience, I saw it so many times. I thought, I don't have money, I won't be able to, and all of a sudden opportunity presents itself. I some friends who help me out, even the events themselves help me out, and I find the money and I pay. It's all about prioritizing. Yes, there is payment by installments, such option. So the marathon is actually paid by in installments. Look, it costs 800 units. You pay 400 now and then 400 later, and every month you pay installments of 100 across 8 months. So this is our installment-based payment scheme. We did it in order to enable people to split payment into parts, and in our training, we have students who have already started making a profit after week 1. It's not a theoretical training, it's a practical training. And when you start applying all the skills and knowledge, you will find an additional source of income. So your payments after you first pay, but then all other installments will come not from your pocket money, but from the commission fees that you're going to receive working in this business, because we teach you how to build your business, how to talk to people, how to create contact lists, how to make presentations, how to expand, how to become a leader. In order to investment, financial, and personal development topics, we have lots of topics on business. And the business topics teach you how to make business, how to do business. So we have students already after week 1 who started making money after just 1 week. Imagine what happens after week 2, 3, 4, or 5th, 6 months. So you should look at it from that perspective as well. We are teaching you how to do business. Another question, can you give me the income from your investment portfolio in January? Look, Nikolai, if you're talking about the crypto unit portfolio, we have a general revenue from the portfolio, and it is shared among all the crypto unit program participants. It depends on how many depends on the size of your share in the portfolio. The bigger your share, the more you receive from within the loyalty program, and the more you receive dividend income as a called profit bonus. So every person has its own return on their investments. A person who bought a package in AAP of $1,000, they have their own amount of money as a bonus. And those who build their own business receive, for example, as I do, we receive an additional bonus. So people who do business, they are investors, but they also generate business. And because we attract new people to business, we receive as a bonus shares in the portfolio. So of course, every person will have their own return on investment. But what is most important here to understand that if we take our general portfolio, just the investment gains, as I told you, we have 22% per month as our capital gains over the last 9 months. That's why all people, no matter how many shares you have, you receive your bonuses within the loyalty program. And when you receive your profit bonus, this profit bonus is credited to all investment portfolio co-owners. And every month we have a vote, and during that vote, people vote what would be the percentage that I would like to receive in this particular month. So, and the interest rate can be from 10 to 35%, or we vote that the entire return is reinvested. Every month we run this vote, and all our investors and partners vote on it, whether they want to receive 35% return and the money earned reallocated 10%, or they want the revenue reinvested. Hopefully I answered your question. So to recap, every individual has their own return on investment depending on how active you are, whether you're simply an investor or you do active business, or depending on your entry point. People who enter at this stage will find it more profitable than people who will enter next stage, because the assets are growing, the company is growing, and this year we plan to reach the global community when this company will not only be inside the company, but even brokerage companies, banks, and third parties will be able to partake in the portfolio. So because we've moved our portfolio and we're moving our portfolio to blockchain, and every month that we take steps towards the realization of those goals, the value of the portfolio grows, and then naturally the entry will be associated with fewer risks, but there will be smaller return on investment too. So people who entered at earlier stages had more advantageous conditions. People who enter this month will have more advantageous conditions than people who will enter next month. So the entry points also affect the return on investment. When shall mining start? Someone asks. We are going to launch mining in the next month. We need to introduce nodes. Nodes are like units that will help you mine. Well, if you don't understand what mining is, it's an additional source of income thanks to which you can mine crypto units. Mining is like, it's like digging, it's like producing. And we are preparing for it. That's why we've moved to the blockchain, and we are on the Ethereum platform right now. You can see all the transactions. So this mining will be available in a matter of couple of months. And now we are holding a tender for us to understand what company we would like to take on board. And none other company does what we are doing right now. And sometimes when we discuss our ideas with the companies who are professionals in blockchain, sometimes they have difficulties in understanding how to package that project, because usually projects are created to receive a profit, and our project aims at creating the new economic evolution of the world, where every person around the planet can become a co-owner, to become a business unit, and receive additional referral commission fees, to receive additional sources of income, and be a client at the same time. It's a whole new infrastructure ecosystem that we're creating, and this ecosystem is also part of the tokenomics. That's why we are holding a tender right now, where we will pick a company with the best offer, and depending on the tender results, on the bidding results, we'll know what kind of notes we're going to have and what company will offer those notes. So we want to take the best the market has to offer, and we are looking out not only on the lookout, not only in the Russian market, but in the global market as well. So we are open to any proposals. Those of you who are already registered in the program and who have your own back offices, possibly you saw a button there like propose your own project. And if you're a professional in let's say crypto world, and you have some prospective clients or companies, you can fill in the application, and we will talk to you and we will look into your proposal, because we are indeed very interested right now in collecting the most efficient set of tools, projects, and put them together in order to implement the mechanisms that we're aiming for. And no other company went so far the way we did it. So all the innovative companies are quite interesting for us, with ambitious plans, ambitious missions, who are ready to join our project. So one more question over here. Why companies stopped doing what? Sorry. Stopped doing, where is it? Okay. When we'll have internal token exchange, it's called token points. Let's use correct terminology here, okay? Tokens will be when it is listed in the exchange, the way shares are. So for now, it is token points. If you invest in this company, in our company, and you become co-owners of the company, you won't be able to say that you now have shares. No, shares will be when they are listed in the exchange. So the correct usage would be to say token points. They're not tokens yet. So the internal exchange will be, I don't want to lie to you. I don't know the exact date. Andrei Havratov knows it, but I'm sure that in the next couple of months, you will find a very pleasant surprise in your back offices. And the date will be announced by Andrei Havratov at his next webinar. But yes, in the next months, our partners will be able to sell part of their token points within the company. And this mechanism is being elaborated at the moment. Let me check. Yes, everyone will be able to mine if you want to. Can you, so I would like to, there is a question in the English chat. Can you give us the latest news on Crypto Unit and the white paper? Very good question. We are now at the moment, it's not going to be called white paper. We needed the white paper when we wanted to have tokens. Remember, we had a period when we cooperated with a company that promised us that they would enable us to make our token Crypto Unit listed in the global market. But as soon as we started working with them, just on the New Year's Eve, we found out that their ambitions were not backed by any real, well, let's say their ambitions were not realistic the way we saw it, and we were not ready to accept their conditions. That's why we ceased any cooperation with that companies that wanted to make our token listed in the global market. We're now working with a different company and are ready to work with a company that will prove they are professionals that have experience in making tokens listed. So now we have a new, completely different concept of it that will include all the diversity of instruments that we would like to have it. So let me give you an example of a token. It turns out that if we'll issue tokens, at the moment, there is no platform in the world that would sell tokens after the funding for the tokens is over. What I mean, for example, you bought shares of Apple through your broker. It was the fundraising stage when the company was launching its IPO. Before the IPO, you bought shares through the broker. The IPO is over, and there are some platforms that where you can still buy Apple shares because they are in the market. With token, it's a totally different story. Before the STO, security token offering, there are platforms where you can raise money for the STO, but there are no platforms that actually sell tokens after money has been raised. So imagine if we did not double check this information and did as that company advised us to do, we would find ourselves in a very difficult situation several months later. There is no company in the world, platform in the world that would sell already issued tokens. Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, no, none of them does it yet. So what did companies did that launched their STOs? It turns out that after tokens went through the fundraising stage, when the fundraising stage was over, they turned tokens into shares, and those shares were listed in NASDAQ. But this is not what we were aiming for. Do you understand? So that's why there are so these small minor details that made us realize that the market sometimes cannot give us all the tools that we would like to have to implement our goals. That's why at the moment we are now selecting a new company that would have experience in blockchain and development of the blockchain technologies, and we are doing the tokenomics with them based on our wishes, not what the market is ready to offer us, but based on the philosophy of our goals. And we do not want our tokens not to be sellable anywhere. And we do not want to turn our tokens into shares and then be listed in NASDAQ. That's not what we were going for. So sorry for this quite extended answer. Hopefully now it is clear. So the white paper is not relevant anymore, and it won't have the same form that was originally intended. We're now doing the tokenomics, the more detailed plan on moving our global investment portfolio beyond our company. We want to have it on blockchain, and we want our clients, users, to be able to exchange token points inside the company, and we want them to receive dividends from our portfolio, and we would like to be able to show it to our investors, potential investors today. Is the company going to go back to the previous, more convenient way of withdrawing money? Now the easiest way to withdraw money is from the Academy of Private Investor.
And actually there is only 1% of commission for the withdrawal. The withdrawal of money is functional, and you can withdraw it to your bank card if you are an individual entrepreneur or sole proprietor. It's not a problem. The only thing, there is the timetable of withdrawal, because people started to make a lot of money and withdrawals are quite frequent, and therefore we developed a timetable of withdrawal. If you make an application on Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, then on Thursday, Friday it is reviewed, and then 1 week after your request will be approved and you will get money to your card. But if you see that your application is rejected, then you need to write a message to the support service and they will see where the problem is, because some banks, when people withdraw the money, they tend to block them. If you get a rejection, write to the support service, to the support unit, and they will explain the reason of the rejection. You can also withdraw it through your organization, your network, and to different cryptocurrencies. IREX, it's quite functional. It has its own cards in euro, US dollars, and pounds. And you can withdraw to IREX. You can register, it's very convenient, and you can withdraw in any currency and in euro as well. Well, a good question, by the way. Why we have reduced bonus profit? Well, let's discuss what bonus profit is. Bonus profit is the profitability of our portfolio divided by the number of token points. In case this month, the previous month, in January, in case the portfolio did not generate profits, then the payments, the profit bonus will be less, because profit bonus depends on the profitability of the portfolio. So profitability of the portfolio, we have some instruments in the portfolio, stock market, so they generate monthly profits and dividends, but there are such sectors as Sushi Master. Sushi Master will generate profit only 4, 5, 6 months later. There are some other instruments in the portfolio, for example, investments in artificial diamonds. Their profits will be generated only 6 months after. Therefore, profit bonus will always vary. It may go down or go up, because every month our portfolio changes. Some shares on the stock market are sold, or some instruments went up. There are some instruments which didn't pay back, and therefore the profit bonus is a bonus which equals to the profitability generated by the portfolio, and every month it will vary depending on the profitability of the whole portfolio, whereas the loyalty program depends on the total volume. The turnover, the larger the turnover is, the larger amounts or funding we raise, then 10% of it is allocated to loyalty program. And in September, the turnover was 25 million, and under the loyalty program, your payments were larger. And now the volumes, the turnover got smaller, and therefore the payments are smaller. So we are not a pyramid. This is a real instrument which may be volatile, and the larger the turnover or the sales are, the larger your payments under the loyalty programs. And like an example with this petrol station, imagine in case no one uses this petrol station, what happens then? Our source of income will cease. The same applies to our instruments. We need to ensure continuous inflow of investments, new partners, new investment instruments for the crypto unit program and the portfolio to grow. As soon as it grows, then your payments grow. But unless there is this growth, then you see this reduction. And it's quite normal, because we are on the investment market, but there should business be involved. When we open new countries, we attract more partners, we generate larger and higher turnover and sales. The more partners we have, the larger investments we have, the larger our portfolio is, the more we get under the loyalty program. And the profitability of the portfolio is an additional source of income, which is dependent on the profitability of the instruments. And in addition, in the future, there will be some other sources of income. You can sell a part of the portfolio, you can sell a part your tokens, and mining is an additional source of income, and etc., etc. So please put a plus if you got the answer to your question. The guy, the person who asked me a question about the loyalty program and the Profi. So there is a question whether we need to change our mail to Gmail. I know that Gmail is faster, and this is a global server, and it operates in all the parts of the globe. Mail.ru, I've never seen any troubles. Some letters were delayed or either got into the spam box, but I've never heard this. If there are some other instructions, then the special news of the company will be announced. So therefore, please follow the official news. If someone says something in the chat, this is a personal, humble view of a person. All the official news can be found in the back offices or at the webinars like this one, where one of the top leaders of the company answers your question. Everything you read in the chat, so it may not be accurate, because sometimes some newbies, novices may share some comments and this information may not be accurate. Why aren't you providing or delivering legal webinars? Well, look, there was a restructuring of the company, and therefore functions of some departments were changed, and there was a break as regards the legal webinars. Yes, we feel this demand for doing this, not only in Russian, but other languages as well. The only thing, they will have a different format. Not to repeat at the webinar the same thing, there should be a format when people are asked some questions. These questions are analyzed and reviewed. Then some slides will be prepared and the legal opinions and explanations will be provided. So it won't be the live posing of your questions, because sometimes the questions are repeated. Therefore, we decided to change the format of our webinars, legal webinars as well. So in advance, we will compile a list of questions, and once a month, there will be a legal webinar in different languages, which will capture the most relevant questions, the most popular questions. If a partner pays 1,600 to join the marathon, how many points will he accrue? Galina, you can find this information in your back office. Back office, tab, crew, crypto unit, marathon, a page with full description and all the bonuses described. If my memory serves me right, the bonus was 5,000 crypto units, 5,000 crypto unit token points, which is about $500 But please double check it again in your back office in a separate tab, marathon. Dear friends, if you sell and promote the marathon or participate in it yourself, the value of this marathon is not in bonuses. The value of the marathon is in the knowledge or the practices, the skills, the tuition you get in order to build multi-million business. And today my portfolio is multi-million because I know how the system operates. I understand how to build this business. I know how to expand my portfolio. I'm financial literate. I devote a lot of time to my financial and personal development. This is the main value of the marathon, not bonuses. So the largest value of the marathon 260 is that we help a person, we train him, we get trained together, and we apply practical skills and provide practical support for 8 months. And throughout these 8 months, a person can actually create and build the wealth which he would never reach before. So this is the value of the marathon, the knowledge and the skills you may apply in practice. Never join, so don't join the marathon because of the bonuses. Join the marathon because you want to change your reality, your present life, and you want to become a co-owner of the global business. You want to get additional sources of income, and you would like to financial independent and free. And you need to improve your 5 fingers. So this is the reason for you to join the marathon. So I've answered this question and this one. In Germany, there is no. I recommend you to use Birex. It is global. It operates very well in all the countries of the world. The Genius of Finance game in the marathon. No. The Genius of Finance is held separately by the staff, depending on the town and country you are in the offices. In the marathon, we won't be able to play it. There are 2,500 people, 3,000 people in 8 languages, only in offices. Actually, I've answered this question as well. Well, it seems that I've answered everything. Partners of 1930-1935 sent an application to sell their shares. When they can get their money? Which shares are you talking about? Maybe you are talking about Skyway Technologies. Then it's not relevant actually here, because they've done it inside the personal back office. I know that in our company, we plan internal exchange and sales in a few months. Well, whether bonuses are accrued under the loyalty programs for the presented or gifted shares. So when we build and grow our business, we also get from each sale. By the way, if you notice this in your back office, from each sales, if you click the partnership rewards, you will see that you get monetary reward, and in addition you get a reward or a gift as crypto unit token points. And for these points, the loyalty program applies as well, and the bonuses are accrued. There were people who were very modest in entering and buying EIPs, but at the same time they constructed their business, and by doing business they attracted and earned a lot of crypto unit points. And since under the loyalty program we get from the total sales, this is a good incentive to do the business. Well, if at present you would like to become a co-owner of the crypto unit to have more shares, then business is one of the tools you can actually do it. You can increase it by expanding this. So installment programs, actually I've answered this question as well. Well, I think that I've managed to answer all the burning questions. So let's wrap up our today's workshop webinar. Thank you very much for staying with us until the end. I'm very grateful to all of you. Wishing good Saturday and Sunday, good weekend, and those home tasks I gave you during the webinar, please start doing them. Do not delay them. Start working from this moment. Today is the date when your life will change. And it will change not because of this nice webinar, but because you decided, you take the decision, you want to change your life. And dear guys, dear friends, you have all the tools in your hands. Let's dream, let's act, and looking forward to meeting you on Monday at the Marathon 260. Please play a video on the new economic evolution of the world.